Hi, I'm Suzanne Robbins, Director of Sales and Customer Programs here at Maggie Sottero Designs. Today, we're going to talk about the Maggie Sottero Signature Corset Lace-Up. What I love about the corset lace-up is that it feels so comfortable on your wedding day, and it also really smooths and flatters the body and brings in your waistline just perfectly. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to spin you around our model today and show everyone exactly how we lace up the corset. There is a great method to leverage this, and what I like to do is have the bride put your hands at your natural waist so that you're really holding that securely and firmly there. And then we'll start at the very top loops. We'll thread through both the left and the right, and you want to make sure that your ends are even so that you have enough to go through all the way down. And then just take your right corset tie and loop it from the bottom through the loop and pull it tight. I like to pull it firmly, but not too tight. We're going to go back through and tighten up a little bit later on. And then your left corset loop, do the same thing. And you're just kind of going to proceed in this manner, going back and forth, but always starting on the right with this corset loop to come through over here on the left, and then bringing the left over and threading it through, and then bringing it back over. And what this is going to achieve is a really beautiful look where all of the laces on this side will end up on top, and all of the laces on the right side will end up on the bottom. And so it just makes a really uniform look. The thing that's so great about a corset back closure is that you can achieve the look that you want. Also, it minimizes alterations because you can tighten it a little bit tighter or you can make it a little bit looser depending on how you're feeling on your wedding day. And as we go along here, you're going to notice that I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more in the waist, because that's what's really going to give you that fabulous hourglass shape. But we just continue on through. Now, Maggie Sottero pioneered the corset back closure, and it has been such a hallmark for our brand for as many years as we've been in business. And it's just what we call the Maggie magic, because it really does help to secure and make that placement on the body so fabulous that you feel comfortable, but yet supported all day long, even in a strapless wedding dress. So with a corset, say goodbye to those days of trying to pull up your bodice and make sure that it stays in place. The corset is what will do that for you. The other thing that I always tell brides is if they want to, they can wear the corset a little bit tighter for their pictures. And then if they want their bridesmaid to loosen it up a little bit for, later on when you're dancing and you just want to be a little more comfortable, you can always do that. So you're really sucked in and supported for those pictures. But then as you're having fun on your wedding day, you don't have to feel quite so constricted, right? And it's going to be so beautiful. So I like to get down to about this point. And then what I do is I take 2 fingers and I just come into these loops and see how I can really get a good tightening in here. And I pull out like this, and we just pull that tight. Make sure too that you're smoothing that modesty panel behind the dress so that you get a nice level line, because you don't want this to be crooked and you don't want it to be bubbling. So make sure that you're doing that also. And really right here at her natural waist, we've pulled that really tight. So we're getting that beautiful tightening look, and our model still feels comfortable and effortless. And then we can go ahead and finish up. Now there are a few different ways you can finish your corset tie near the bottom. You can tie a bow if you want to, or you can tuck in the ends. I like the clean look of having those ends tucked in. So that is the method that I am going to show you today. And what I'm going to do is just take this from the outside and tuck it right in. And then I'm going to come up and under and grab that in a moment. And then I'm going to take the other one and do the same thing. And then just coming in from the bottom, we're going to take those laces and then you can tie it off in a little knot down below, and you've got your completed corset back closure. And let's spin around and take a look at how that really has brought in your waistline. Can you see how this is just really giving that beautiful hourglass curve, and she feels fabulous and looks amazing. Visit MaggieSottero.com and our store locator to find your nearest authorized retailer and schedule an appointment today. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tricks and tips.